We took off from the first and I was like, uh-oh, I'm giving the wrong notes. This is my first time co-driving in a rally race situation. If I make a wrong call, we're gonna total Chris's car that he just finished rebuilding again. That is really nice, you don't wanna mess up. Here is my first rally experience as a co-driver. My name is Cameron Alford. It's been a dream to get into the sport of rally. It seems so far away, but the more I've put it out into the universe that I want to get into it, opportunities like this have come around. Last year, I attended Team O'Neill Rally School, did their 5-day program, stayed 2 extra days, and got to rally race Tim's Mazda Speed 3. I want to share with you what co-driving is really like as a new guy and what you can expect. If you're a fan of rally, you wonder, what is it like to co-drive going 80, 90 miles an hour through trees? Obviously, you'd probably want to drive, but co-driving, and maybe give that a shot. This opportunity came a lot sooner in my life than I thought, thanks to Chris, and it was everything I thought it would be, and even scarier. At first, but you'll see. As much as I've played the dirt rally games, been around Team O'Neill Rally School and such, and just been a sponge to the culture of rally, I really have no idea how this is gonna go. I started the trip flying from Phoenix, Arizona to Bentonville, Arkansas, where Walmart was actually originated. We get to Chris's house, check out the car. So we're in Chris's garage, where all the YouTube videos go down. He's gonna give us a little tour from front to back. Chris, how long have you been working on this car?
So I bought this car in 2016, super rusty. Actually, nothing's stock on it anymore. Like the whole drivetrain came from a JDM car. The fuel tank that I literally just changed yesterday was the last factory part that was still on here.
How many races have you done in it?
Done a fair bit of rally crosses, only 2 or 3 stage rallies, so not too many. It was like my introduction into any sort of motorsport fabrication. I incorporated a lot of it into this car on the second rebuild in the last 3 weeks that I did, but there's still so much more that you could do. The whole front end's tubed, so I essentially just took a Sawzall, cut it off right here from the strut tower forward, and then just fabricated everything from there. It's a little hokey with how I did it, and I would probably remake most of it with how much I know now and seeing the VSC cars.
With Travis's stability cars in there, can we see the
Big rally skid plates. It just keeps everything super safe. Your rear diff is quite protected from this. You don't really have to worry about your exhaust getting smashed because this is the lowest point. It also serves the point of actually protecting your fuel tank as well.
Is this car really loud?
Yeah, it's pretty loud. It's stupid loud because it's got the one test pipe resonator right there, and then it just has the cat right there, which you have to have for regulations. So you have to have a cat. It's the easiest way to do it. If you put it in the back, they can inspect it, and it's easily serviceable because not necessarily on this car, but if you have a car that runs an aggressive anti-lag, you're gonna go through those things, especially if you have a cheap cat.
What's this tank right here?
So that's the fire suppression system. So that's a safety requirement for the car. It's not NOS. That's what my wife asked me initially when she saw it. Yeah, you have to have that to run rally. There's a lot of random things that you need. Like this guy, you need a glass breaker, you need a seatbelt cutter thing to be able to pass tech. I just built that co-driver footrest thing, and I even gave you a horn button so you can hit the horn.
What?
Yeah, in the top left corner, there's a little horn button.
What do I use that for?
So when you pass spectators and stuff, you're supposed to keep.
Oh, we're just flexing, just let them know.
That's what you're supposed to do. So that way you don't have to use your hand.
Is it to let them know to get out of the way, or just to
It's just to.
or just to get them all hyped?
Usually just to get them hyped. On professional cars, that's usually how it is though. The co-driver will have windscreen washer.
Oh.
They'll have some have a splash button where it closes off the intake if you're about to do a water crossing or something like that. But they usually put the controls at the co-driver feet so that way they can still hold the notes and then the driver doesn't have to do anything.
Does that button work right now?
Yeah, it does. So if you blast it, the horn should go. There you go.
Nice.
But yeah.
Super cool.
Got the handbrake, all sorts of fun stuff. Everything was replumbed, so no ABS. There's really nothing factory on the car anymore.
This is a JDM engine?
No, so this is the stock.
But the drivetrain is.
So I had...
Load it up, drive 4.5 hours to Steelville, Missouri, which is where our Airbnb house was. Get a good night's rest, and we're on to Recce in the morning. Day 2, it's Thursday. Check out the Recce car. We drive from Steelville to Potosi, Missouri, which is about 45 minutes to where the actual race is happening. We check out the campground, check out the general store, really cool campground area. We check in with the race officials. Recce check-in.
Hi, what's your car number? Is it Christopher and Cameron?
Yeah.
Your code for our event is 158, and you're all set.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
no problem.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Hopefully we don't see you after this. I'm running safety sweep, so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Chief of medical, so I better not.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, see you guys never again. We have our rally app set up, which tracks you on the stages to make sure you're not speeding, because that's against the rules. You're like driving by people's houses all the time and stuff. These roads that we're racing on are right by people's front yards. It's pretty crazy, so they want to protect the sport and everything going on, so they need to track you to make sure that you're not speeding so you don't ruin it for everyone else. Recce begins, and I'm learning to take notes based off of Chris's calls of what he is seeing.
Right 5 minus 100. Right 5. Left 4. Loose.
I'm getting used to having the Android tablet with the Rally Trip Meter app, which allows you to measure distances with the GPS. You can get your average speed, max speed. It helps you do the math for your time card that you hand the time control back and forth out of the car every stage and every time you transit between stages.
In this box? 14 mil.
Let me introduce you to the team. Justin can throw up the picture. From left to right, we have Billy, who's actually from Colorado, who helps us service. Elizabeth, which is Chris's sister. Ashley, his wife. Chris, myself, and Rob, his dad, the comedian. And can't forget Billy's wife, Miranda, and their little baby. What are you doing, Chris?
I noticed that it was leaking last night since I did a hokey mod, you know? Didn't make this one to the right size. Good old AutoZone exhaust clamp fixed it though.
Just got this set up. Cameras are all powered by external batteries right here. And we have another one here. Billy, thanks for helping with the car. Say hi to YouTube.
What up, YouTube?
How long have you been interested in rally?
So I'm from Denver, Colorado, and been interested in rally honestly since before I could walk. My dad used to co-drive in the Acropolis rally back in the 70s, and when he moved out here to the States, just wasn't in the cards trying to have a family and do rally. So now 28 years later, here we are.
So if you mess up, you could be one of those co-drivers that calls a left when it's supposed to be a right, and you send a car off into the trees and you total it. And when you're a co-driver, it's not usually your car, so if the car gets totaled, it's like kind of your fault. So there's a lot to consider hopping in the passenger seat. Things on my side that helped me: I went to Team O'Neill Rally School. We stayed 2 extra days. We did a rally sprint. We got to learn how to co-drive. My dad was the co-driver. I didn't pay attention as much as I probably could have because I was just focused on driving. And Chris has done this before, so he's able to help me out with a lot of things, like transiting between the times and the time controls, doing the calculations on the card for your timesheet. It's a lot. It's not just give directions. We'll get into it.
It's all about having fun, man. Have fun.
Pulling up to our first time control.
What's our time at? Yeah, there's rally time right there. It might be weird about the camera.
Thank you. First stage, horrible. No, I think it's
No, 15, 18 to start. Ask him real quick.
Hey, you said 15, 18?
I literally was in a panic because the GoPros weren't working. We only had the one angle that was facing us. Chris did have his helmet cam on, luckily. We were late from service. I was trying to figure out what I was doing. It was way more intense in the moment, and we took off from the first time control. And I was like, uh-oh. None of my notes were lining up. We were trying to figure it out. It was just bad. I ended up writing like a little note about the start on the second page So I literally started on the wrong page. I'm giving the wrong notes, just off to a horrible start. Second stage, I was just a hot mess. Me and Chris got into it a little bit because I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. He's trying to drive, we don't want to crash, and it's just super hectic. So honestly, a little bit of footage, but it was kind of lame. The third stage, thank the Lord, the GoPro's working. We're in better shape, we're feeling more confident. And I actually was co-driving instead of just being a lump on a log in the passenger seat.
Right 5, left 5, caution, crest down.
I had the realization in the first 2 stages that it's really uncomfortable. You would call a left, and then there would be like 3 calls right after. And as you're going like 50, 60 miles an hour around a left, you have to look down. You can't enjoy the left. You have to think about what's coming next. You can't look up and see if you're good. You just gotta go. So once I got over that fear, that's when it started to flow. I realized that I felt like I'm the type of person where too many words puts me in a bad place. So I started kind of giving minimal notes, and then Chris is the opposite, where it's like give all the notes and then keep repeating the notes and just never stop talking throughout the whole stage, and that's what worked for Chris.
Do a right 6, 100. Right 6 right now.
And then once I figured that out, it was like, okay, we got this. Honestly, the third stage, just watching it back, I was still just a nervous wreck.
1 tightens into a left 5, right 4 tightens, right 4 tightens into a left 5.
We got through it in one piece. We're off to service and then to the night stages. We're at service for 45 minutes, did awful the first 3 stages. Just trying to get used to it. We got night stages coming up, so a little spooked to be honest, but just gotta push through the part of being scared, and only one way to learn, do it. Did you guys tweak stuff, or did you just checking it?
We actually did. We had to toe in the alignment just a little bit. So after that initial shakedown, it looks like we were just pointed out a little on the left and a little bit more on the right. So had to just get that going before we put the wheels back on. So we're gonna drop it, do a quick eyeball alignment, and then see if we need to make any more adjustments.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Start, left 5, right 6, left 5 right now, into a right 6, tightens 5, right 6, tightens 5, right 5, left 5 right here, now we have a right 5, come slowing down into a 3, right 5 into a 3, gravel, right opens, tightens up, this is narrow, this course, remember, 80 over crest, tight, right 4, right 1 junction, 100, nice. Double caution, narrow part right here to right 5. Into left 2, caution, left 2, caution, left 2, caution. This is the dip 2 right after. Big stuff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slow down. I'm tired of breaking the car.
Left 2, 30, right 5, left 5, open, tightens, 20. Ooh. 80, right 6 over crest into left 4, 50, right 5, left 6 caution, narrow bridge, right 5, all right, bridge 100, left 6, right 4,
Ooh, that's sketchy.
30, nice, left 5, 80, 20, left 4, loose.
Oh, that's fun.
That was a blast.
Good job, dude.
Thanks, you too.
Sweet, day 1.
I just finished the third stage. That was super cool. Got my sea legs.
Oh, we made it through the night stages.
Yeah, the car's intact, it's running. Driving through the city, headed back to the trailer, and we're headed home, and we start all over again tomorrow.
Hey, what'd you think, man?
Hey, we killed it that time.
Right on.
I got my sea legs.
Come on, let's see him wobble.
It's day 4, it's Saturday. We have Park Expose to start it out, where all the rally cars are parked on like a public street. People in the town can come check it out. Give you a little tour of the cars that were there.
3, 2, 1, and go. 50, left 5, 20. 20 after right 5 minus, right 5 minus. 100, hammer down. 80, we're coming up on a left 4, very loose. Left 4 goes to 100. 100 to a right 6. We got a right 6 into a left 5. Nice. 80.
Natural progression all the way up to the 8th stage of the race, and that's when we had a little bit of a close call.
Into a right 6 over crest.
We're good, we're good, we're good.
Into a right 6 over crest.
We're good, we're good, we're good.
And that's when I realized that when you have a pucker moment, it's not easy to just be like, okay, let's just keep going. You could tell a couple corners after I was like really shook up.
Left 5 into right 5.
Yep.
80. Or right 5 right here.
Because if you slow it down, that tree is so close to the side view mirror, and I was like, oh man, we're about to come to a screeching halt if we catch one of these trees. But the car handled great and we pulled right out of it.
3, 2, 1. Right 5, 60 into left 5, 30. Left 5 into left 4, 5 over crest, 30. Right 5 over crest, 30. Left 5 over crest, up 30. The crest, right 4. Right 6 into left 6 over crest, stay right. Right 6 into left 5, 30. Right 6 into left 5. Crest into right 4 gravel, 20. 20, left 6 over crest, 100. Left 5 minus into right 5. Left 5 minus into right 5.
That's my boy!
Okay, right 5. Right 5 over crest. Coming up, we have a left 5 over crest down. Left 5 over crest down. There's that adrenaline hit. Into right 5, tightens 4 over crest. This is a left 6. Right 5. Left 5, up 20. 40, left 6, 80. Right 6 over crest into left 4. Right 6 over crest into left 4. Left 4 coming up, left 4 coming up. 200 flat out of here. 200, we're hauling for a while. We're hauling the mail.
Oh, early.
Left 5. Into a left 4. Left 4, left 4. We are hauling the mail. Left 6 over crest. Left 5 into right 4 loose. Left 5 into right 4 loose. Right 5 tight long down. Left 6, 20 coming up. So looking at our Android tablet, our average speed was 67 and our max was 92. Top of 4th.
We're back at service. The team is jacking up the car while I'm hanging out in here. I got the time set up. We have 36 minutes left of service. New time card, and we'll be back on the road for our last 3, which they're gonna be fast. That last stage we hit 92. This time I think we're gonna catch 5th and maybe go over 100.
I mean, that's not...
This campground is pretty cool. Nice store, everything you need in it. There's like a lake over there, all this nice campground. More campground over here where the rally stuff is happening. This thing's pretty sick. Got the Honda boys over here. Pretty cool rig. I guess it's the engineers at Honda have their own little budget and go racing together. This dude owns a Subaru shop, it seems like, from the stickers on the car. And then I don't know what this is probably a homie maybe. And then there's some BMW people over there.
We're headed to stage 12, 26-minute transit. Got little maps and stuff. Haven't really showed you guys that yet at all. The stage is 5.46 miles. The weather's perfect. It was supposed to storm today. It's supposed to be raining. And we're cruising down this road, having a blast. Window down. Haven't been hot all day because sometimes these suits can get hot. Like if it's 75 degrees out and you have this on, it's brutal and you have the heat of the car and stuff. So should be fun. Let's go fast. All right, let's keep it on the road. Crush it. We're going flowy on this one. 3, 2, 1. Go. Start. 100. Down. Over. Double crest. Down. Into left 5. Tighten 4 here. Just keep flat over crest. 100. Slowing. Whoa, yeah, slowing right. Slowing right 5. Into left 4. Up. Right 5 over crest 50, crest into left 5, left 5 tightens 4, right 5 over 20, tightens down, long right 6, into left 5 loose, long right 6 into left 5 loose. Nice, left 5. I don't know what I call that. Left 5 into a left 4 long, into a left 4 long, 20. Right 4 opens over crest. Left 5 tightens 4 down. Left 5 tightens 4 down. Then over bridge, over bridge, over bridge. Slow down, slow down, slow down. 50. Right 5 30. Right 6 over crest. Right 5 tightens. Finish.
Pulling up to our last stage of the day.
5, 4. Right 4 long, 200 chicane. Oh, it's right here. Right. Right 2, 100, right 2. Oh, I missed that second. Oh no. Under another right 2. Stay in. 50, left 2, another left 3.
Trying to. This thing is hooked up.
Last finish. Motor's pulling strong on the asphalt. Hey, we finished. One
I wish
piece.
that second gear had stayed in.
There's our buddies.
I yelled my usual, my boy, after you did that cool move.
Feeling the hype man?
Yeah, you're the hype man.
The hype
Rob,
man.
You're the hype man.
Someone's got to do it because some of these people are grim.
Grim?
They're just kind of like, yeah, I saw the car I wanted to see.
When they say rally cars are expensive, it's mainly just a cage.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
See, he got it pretty good.
He hit hard. They got right out of the car. I know. It's just...
Learning how to co-drive, I think you can study as much as you want, but until you go out there and do it, that's when you really get your sea legs, as I would like to say. I was transformed by this experience because of really learning how rally works. Everything from transiting to pace notes to recce to getting to know Chris's amazing family, who's a blast. We ended up finishing 18th overall out of 31. We finished 7th out of 11 people in the naturally aspirated 4-wheel drive class. We had 2 minutes and 40 seconds of penalties, which could have been avoided if I would have done my job as a co-driver better, not messing up on transit, not messing up on handing my time control card literally 19 seconds early on one of them, because I was like, oh, they're just trying to wave people through. You can't do that. Like when you're a co-driver, it's like on the exact minute you hand it to them, no early, because if you hand it early, that means you're speeding. And if you're speeding, that's like the worst thing, so it's a way higher penalty. And we had one late run out of service, unfortunately. If we wouldn't have had that happen and my many mistakes, we would have finished 3rd or 4th in our class. And technically we were the fastest 4-cylinder naturally aspirated car there. The cars that were beating us on stage were H6s, which is a 6-cylinder Subaru motor. So we were hauling, we were doing great. It would have been cool to possibly get a podium if I wouldn't have made mistakes, but it was so hectic. Being a co-driver is absolutely crazy. I feel really confident going into the next rally. If I co-drive again, the biggest learning curves were just the timing with the time controls and doing the math on the paper in between transit, because you gotta do math while looking at directions of making sure you get to different stages. In some situations you would finish a stage and then you would have a 45-minute transit. You would just be driving the speed limit 45 minutes to another area in the woods to the next stage. And there's a lot of turns in between and distances and keeping track on the tablet and things like that. It was a lot. Only really the first time, but once you wrap your head around it, you're like, oh, that's no big deal. I want to take a moment and say thank you to Chris and his family for treating me like their family, taking care of me. I appreciate them so much. Chris giving me the opportunity. It was a blast, and I just want to tell the Wintercorns, thank you so much. I appreciate you. It was nice to take a step back away from my normal area, go in the middle of the woods, do something really challenging, and have great people around you that are a great support system. It was amazing. I came out of this, I know how rally works, I know how to be a good co-driver now, I have a lot to learn to become better at it, but I finally can wrap my head around this whole stage rally, intense racing format. That's crazy, and my favorite. Now that you've got a taste of co-driving, you can click this video right here and see what it's like to drive a rally sprint in the Mazda Speed 3. Had a blast. What goes down in this video, I will never forget.